Hello, and welcome to the Right Women's Book Festival 2020. My name is Christie Sheridan, and today I'm going to share my experiences with self-publishing a children's book from an illustrator's perspective. Later, I'm going to share a tutorial on how to format your book in Adobe InDesign, so you don't have to use a third-party service. Our book is called Life Lessons with Mr. G. Reaper, The Magic of Making Friends. It's written by my good friend and extremely talented writer, Sarah Petrosky, and illustrated by me. I'd also like to note that we teamed up with publishing consultant Robin Courts of 1031 Publishing Lane to make this happen. If you'd like to purchase our book, you can find it on the 1031publishinglane.com website, or you can find it in stores at Browseabout Books bookstore in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and at Carpe Librum bookstore and art gallery in Baltimore, Maryland. So let's get started. Let me start off by saying that I do a lot of video work in my day job, so I'm used to working in a 1920 by 1080 format. So when I started sketching ideas for the book, I used the same dimensions out of habit and never changed it. When we got to the point where we were looking for printers, we realized there are only so many options for book sizes and that we fit none of them. So I got really far into developing the pages only to have to add to them later, completely changing the composition of most of the pages and kind of redoing the whole book. It feels like it should go without saying, I know, but pick a page size before you start development. It will help you in the long run. Another thing I feel I could have done better was plan how the text was going to lay on the page before I planned out the actual image composition. There were a few cases where I thought I'd left enough room, but could have used more. If you're able to lay out the text ahead of time on the page, you'll have a better idea of the kind of space you actually have to work with. Another note, don't forget about page bleed. There's a good chance that your image will be cut about a ½ inch all the way around depending on the page size. Keep that in mind when creating your compositions and try and keep any and all detailed work away from the page edges. You might lose it. If you are illustrating the cover of the book, keep in mind that you need space for a title, author credit, publisher credit, barcode, reviews, any extra information like websites or social media pages, and page bleed. Usually the printer you're working with can provide you some kind of template that can help you with all of these things. Be sure to contact them before you start your work. Otherwise, again, you'll probably have to rearrange your content a little bit, and that can get frustrating. And finally, I'd like to show you a quick tutorial on formatting your book in Adobe InDesign. If you aren't subscribed to this Adobe application, that's okay. Adobe offers trials for their products, ranging usually from about a week to a month. So you could download it, give it a try, and learn how to format your books without having to go through a separate third-party service. This could potentially save you a lot of money in the long run. Hello, and welcome to our tutorial video on formatting your children's book or illustrated book in Adobe InDesign so you don't have to go through a third-party service. If you don't have Adobe InDesign, you can download a 7-day free trial at the following URL. When you open Adobe InDesign, you will see a welcome screen like the following. You can choose from one of the many templates provided, or you can enter your pages manually. My pages are going to be 12¼ inches by 9¼ inches with a horizontal orientation. For time's sake, I'm going to make my book 3 pages long. Yours will most likely be a bit bigger. Of course, we want to save the file. We'll call this one test_01. In order to add your files to your pages, select the rectangle tool and drag it across the edges of your page. Now go to File, Place, and select the page you wish to add. My pages are Photoshop files, but you can use other formats like JPEG, PNG, and TIFF to name a few. The benefits of placing a Photoshop file in your document are that once you make updates in Photoshop, it automatically updates in Adobe InDesign. Whereas if I used a JPEG image in my InDesign file, the JPEG wouldn't be updated until I export it from Photoshop. So this way, it more or less updates in real time. And there we have it. Now we'll do the next page. Select the rectangle tool and drag it across your page. Go to File, Place, and select the second page. And now one more time. Select the rectangle tool and drag it across your page. go to File, Place, and select page 3. And there we are, all the pages are added. To add text, I'd recommend creating a new layer. Go to the Layers icon and click the Create New Layer icon. Since you want to be sure you're not affecting the layer with your image on it, you'll want to lock it by selecting the Lock icon, like so. Now select your top layer. Go to the Tools menu and select Type Tool. Drag the Type tool across the desired area. And here you can add your text. To make changes to the size and choose your font type, select your text and go to the Options toolbar in the top. To change the color, select your text and then choose the Color Swatch menu. When you are finished with your book, you can go to File, Export, and save as a PDF. You'll want to use the high resolution preset for best quality. Now your book is ready to be sent to a printer. If you want to save this as an EPUB file, which are usually used for things like mobile book applications, you can go to File, Export, and choose the EPUB format that works best for you. According to Kitaboo.com, the reflowable EPUB format is mainly suited for text-only ebooks such as novels, fiction, nonfiction books, and books that do not have a lot of images or graphics. Whereas, the fixed layout is more suited for ebooks with a lot of images, graphs, or charts. We're going to pick the fixed layout for now. In the drop-down menu, next to Cover, we're going to select None as we did not include the cover in our project. If you're including your cover and it is currently set as your first page, you'll want to rasterize the first page so it is recognizable as a cover image to the ebook application you choose. And there we have it. Thank you for joining me on this tutorial. Have a great day.